First and foremost, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, also true Holy Messiah, the King of Kings, royal to himself, Yahweh Shah, Amashiach. Also the final Father of truth, out of one west. Father Kings coming right back at you another lesson. The name of the lesson is going to be we will have servants. We will have servants in the kingdom of heaven. And what you're seeing here is a black statue of the time of what you call the quote unquote dark ages during the time of the Moors. And during the time of when we ruled, in the dark ages. And I brought this picture just to show the rulership class that Jake once had. And it's going to be magnified when we get the kingdom of heaven under Yahweh Shah Mashiach. And to show you that having servants is part of a blessing. I mean, the true blessing is to have slaves. I'm gonna get a scripture real quick in Ecclesiastes just to show you that the part of inheriting your blessing is receiving that of servants or servitude. You know what I mean? This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 2 verse 7. I got me servants and maidens and had servants born in my house. Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me. But the point I want to get to, I got servants and maidens. That's slaves. Maiden is another form of, a housemaid, handmaid / concubines, however you want to call it. And he said, and this is Ecclesiastes 2 verse 7, and I had servants born in my house. That means he has slaves. And that's part of the kingdom. And that's going all the way back during the time of Genesis. When Abraham, the blessing of Abraham that was passed on to Isaac, that was passed on to Jacob. Isaac told Esau, which is the nation of Edom, which is the so-called white man today, that they already made Jacob, which is Israel, which consists of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. He said, I already made Israel, which is us, which is the 12 tribes to scatter abroad through the transatlantic slave trade. He said, I already made him serving over you. Let me get that real quick. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 37. It says, Isaac answered and said unto Esau, which is the so-called white man today, behold, I have made him the Lord, talking about the 12 tribes of Israel, which consists of the blacks, the so-called blacks, African-Americans, so-called African-Americans. We're not African-Americans. We are the Judites and the southern kingdom of Israel. And also the Hispanics and the Native American Indian, which consist of the northern tribe of Israel, which is lost but now found when you read James 1:1. I have and all praise and honor to the Most High Yahweh and Yahweh Shah for revealing the truth to us. It says, I have made him Lord over all his brethren, and gave to him for servants, meaning that all these heathen nations were supposed to serve us. And one of the main reasons why they're going to go into captivity, because they broke the role. They broke that covenant. They were supposed to serve us from the beginning. It says it right here in Genesis 27, verse 37. And with corn and wine I have sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, what should I do now unto thee, my son? And see, that's when Edom started crying, and that's when he got blessed with the sword. And that's how he conquered the world today when you read Job 9, verse 24. But the point I want to get to is the part of kingdomship and ruling class, and the true blessing is, we just read it in 2 precepts, is to have servants, is to have slaves. And when you read Revelation 13 and 9, that plays into the fact of the kingdom. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth in the captivity should go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faints. Here's the faith and the patience of the saints, because that goes right into the kingdom. Because you can't have a kingdom without servants and handmaids and slaves. We just read in Ecclesiastes, and we went to the book of Genesis for that second precept. That's part of being in rulership. That's part of heaven. And that's part of the true blessing, to have some type of servitude under you and to have servants under you. That way the Most High get the glory, because we was we were supposed to be over all the other nations from the beginning. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, all the true of Messiah, the King of Kings, royalty himself, Yahweh Shah Mashiach, also the final Father, true Father, one West. For all the kings come right back at you another lesson. For all not forgotten. Shalom.